Executives View, the sports podcast where the stakes are high and the debates are fierce. Please welcome your host, Aaron Sirius Simmons, alongside co-host Barry DeVille and Jordan. Each week, we bring you into the boardroom where the elite minds of sports converge. From the gridiron strategies to the business behind the ball, we tackle the hard-hitting questions and give you an insider's perspective. So pull up a chair and join us at the table where champions are made and legends are born. This is the Executives View. Let's get down to business.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Executives View. This is the view from on top, man. You could be anywhere in the world, but you're here with the executives, and I do appreciate that, man. You guys know how we get down. If you see the show, share the show. We're all over the place, man. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Spotify, TikTok. We're doing big things in big places, and definitely want to take everybody along for the journey. I don't do this by myself, man. I got a slew of brothers that are here ready to chop it up, talk about everything around the world of sports. My man Villain is back from his vacation and his anniversary. What's going on, my man? How we doing, sir?
Oh, Villain, I'm doing good, man. Good to see you guys, man. I was trying to check y'all out while I was in the hotel or laying by the beach. You know what I mean? Laying in the sun. Well, not in the sun. You know, I get too dark. I'm burnt up, but, you know.
Laying in the sun. See, what you guys don't understand in the agreement, we had an interesting conversation, and then Villain comes in here talking about laying by the sun. Ain't no way in the world you and your wife, you know what? Let me stop.
We got a little bit, but we didn't get all that vitamin D. We got some other vitamin D. Yeah.
Pineapples. Hey, what's going on, my guy? How you doing, sir?
Man, what is he talking about? I got a little sunburn, man. That's like burning burnt toast already, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
About, man?
You can still burn burnt toast, man. Ash. This is ash.
My man, right now. Tighten up.
I don't even got a 10 line over there. Boy. That's from the wrist.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
But it's all
What's
good.
going on, CK? How we doing, sir?
It's all good, man. It's lovely.
I don't know, man. Apparently, we got to start doing the paper bag test because Barry just got back from vacation.
I'm just saying, man. He's talking about some things.
So why you laying out in the sun? Anyway.
Yeah, sure, a little bit.
No, but just happy birthday and happy anniversary to your better half, the smarter half, the better half.
There you go. Talk about it.
She make me look good. Yeah, there ain't nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, she really does, bro. You outkicked your coverage. You smart enough to know it.
There you go.
That's right. I wore her down, brother. I wore her down. I pulled a Steve Urkel. You know what I mean? I'm wearing you down.
I'm sorry, Miss Nikki. Your man on here acting crazy. With that being said, gentlemen, I wanted to kind of get this thing kicked off, and we got a lot to talk about. And not a lot of time to get to it, man. Trade deadline is upcoming. Trade deadline is Thursday at 6 p.m. for the Major League Baseball league, man. There's a lot of teams that need to make some moves. There's been some teams that have kind of somewhat been active. The Yankees have been doing some things besides losing, but we'll talk about them, I'm sure, later on. But I wanted to kind of kick this around, man. CK, you kind of jumped in on us late last week. You kind of started this. I didn't get a chance to finish it. But, man, trade deadline is this upcoming week, man. What do you want to see happen? What do you expect to happen? What don't you want to see happen, man? Talk to me now.
Well, I expect Arizona to continue fumbling this bag that they had. At this point, they're not going to trade Eugenio Suarez. Or they're going to get a bag of nickels for him, when they could have easily gotten at least 2 A prospects, a major league ready player, and a B prospect. They could have got 4 players for him. They messed around. He keeps getting hit by pitches, number one. And now they're asking for 4 A-level prospects for a rental because he becomes a free agent, and he's already said he wants to go to Detroit. He wants to go back to the Tigers where he started. So I'm going to give you 4 of my best prospects for a guy I know is not going to resign with me because he's already put that out there in the atmosphere. and he keeps getting hit by pitches. Man, miss me with that. So the Arizona Diamondbacks have totally fumbled this bag. So they screwed this up. You got Cleveland, who, bro, at some point we need to talk about these players that don't understand the concept of stop gambling under your own name. Okay? I ain't gonna say stop gambling. Stop gambling under your own damn name. Okay, so now you got Emmanuel Clase on the administrative list.
I have an issue with that, by the way. I'll get to that in a minute.
So now who are they going to trade? They want the moon, the stars, and another universe for Stephen Kwan, which they should, because he's a really good player. He's under team control, and every team could use him pretty much because of his bat to ball skills. You got Shane Bieber coming back off Tommy John. You ain't getting nothing for him. You don't want to trade Jose Ramirez. So what are you doing? The Twins, they have no clue what they're doing.
They never do.
This trade deadline is more about teams that are screwing it up than it is about teams that are doing it right, man. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. I want to double click on that last statement you made and then kick it around to the other gentleman. You said this trade deadline is more about what people are doing wrong than more or less about what people are doing right. Like, I've been watching the ticker and watching what's been going on, man. There's been a lot of moves that has had me somewhat scratching my head, and I'm also wondering why there are some teams that are asleep at the wheel. Houston Astros. Talk to me, man. Speaking of the Astros fan, Larry, talk to me, my guy. What's going on with the trade deadline as you see it, and why has your boys been just landing the cut?
Dude, I mean, it's one of them things with the Astros, man. They go through these little lulls. Like, it's like coming back from that All-Star break, man. They just, I don't know. They came out in this funk. And like I say, if Steve was on, we would say the same thing. Astros are really, I think they're actually doing themselves a justice versus an injustice. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like I say, they've been winning with like AA players and AAA players, and going into the season, dude, they literally was like trashing the Astros farm system. They was like they have one of the worst in the league. They're not going to be able to make any trades, but I like the fact that they have called up some guys, and now people are seeing what these so-called prospects look like. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't. It's like one of the more things. You had those guys that they were like, oh, they bounced around AA, they bounced around AAA. They finally got they major league break, and then they prove that they can play on that level. Because some guys they don't play until they get to that big level, right? Or some guys, but they underrate them, right? But if they're in your farm system, you know what you got, so you don't call them up. There's a couple of hundred guys in everybody's farm system. You call up the guys that you know they can play, even though other people may say that they can't play. But you call up the guys that you know they can play, right? And I'm saying it to say that because now going into the trade deadline, the Astros are more about getting healthy, getting players back, right? Christian Javier maybe is getting closer. Spencer Arguetti is maybe coming back closer. Still don't have a timeline on Alvarez. I think maybe we'll get Garcia back at some point this season. But now they've been talking about the Astros are being in this Dylan Cease race, and I feel like at first we didn't have the prospect that people thought we could make trades, but now we've had guys called up and people seeing what they can actually do. I think that they could jump in on that Dylan Cease trade. Only thing that my problem was they're saying like with Arizona, dude, they asked for a crazy amount of players. For Dylan Cease, they want A-level prospects and players that can help them now. So if I'm in the pennant race and you're in the pennant race, am I gonna trade a player to help you but hurt me? Nah. Who's gonna do that? I mean, and I get it. I'm not taking nothing away from Dylan Cease. Dylan Cease is a really good pitcher, but he's also sporting a 4.79 ERA this year. Yeah, and he's starting to get up in age. So I'm one of the people that like certain players age gracefully, right? Especially when it comes to pitchers. But when you see a pitcher start getting into their 30s, and that ERA starts creeping up, it gets a little bit of a worry for me. Or is it a anomaly and they're just kind of having one of those, because he hasn't been getting that much run support. Is he having one of those low seasons, or is he a guy that he's starting to be on that down spiral? You know what I'm saying? Like a Clayton Kershaw. Clayton Kershaw ain't been really good. He's been making it through the season, but he haven't been really good in 4 years since you've seen a real good Dale Kershaw. So
Yeah.
If the price is right, I wouldn't mind him adding to the rotation just because we've had the injuries, and I don't want them to kind of go full board with like a Javier or Arrighetti. Let them guys get a couple of stars, work them in, skip them a start, work them back in. But with Dylan Cease, you're not just trading for an older pitcher with a high ERA. You're trading for an older pitcher with a high ERA, and he got some years left on that contract. So you taking on that money too, and I wouldn't want to see that. I was shocked, man. I was out of town, but I was shocked. Your Yankees, boy, they was pulling some triggers, boy. Hey, look, I mean, I don't know how they're gonna pan out, but it seemed like they're gonna be a little bit active. They're trying to address some things. The one thing I always said about the MLB trade deadline is that most of the time, we had that one anomaly, but most of the time, if you're in a pennant race, dudes do not be scared to pull the trigger. And I'm right with you, CK, man. I forgot his name. He got hit by the pitch yesterday, and I'm like, he should have been traded like a week ago or 2 weeks ago. Yeah, Suarez. And I don't want to. I don't know about y'all, but I know that now that he's hurt, I don't want to hear another damn rumor about Arenado being traded. I don't want to hear crap about him being traded because that's been like a soap opera for over a year now. I don't want to hear it. Be like, oh, Suarez is hurt. He's off the market. Oh, who's the top player you can trade for? Arnero again. Like, bro, I miss me with that. I don't want to hear that. But like I said, I think it's just starting to cook up. I think, like I said, I think the pot is just starting to brew. I think it's gonna be a lot of activity, bro.
I mean, I want it to be a lot of activity, man. I think Dylan said this last week. He said this may be one of the most active trade deadlines in MLB. And it's not so much big names, it's just the subtle pieces that tend to get moved to kick a team over the top. Dylan, talk to me, my guy. If you want to talk
Well,
Yankees, we can do
you know
that.
what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say about that is because it's an arms race, and I think it's gonna be a lot of activity because the Dodgers are the Dodgers, right?
Yeah.
But then I'm not joking. I'm just being for real. Like the Astros, if you look at their record and how many people they got on the IR with IL, they got 18 players on the IL right now. I think a lot of these teams are gonna look at it and be like, in the NL, they're gonna be like, what moves you got to make to keep up with the Dodgers? Because we know at some point they're gonna get hot, and we don't want to play them in the postseason. But then some teams are gonna look at it like, damn, the Astros, they gonna win that division and they're gonna get all those guys back. We got to keep up
But
with
see, the thing is, like, when we sat here last week, and Dylan, I'll let you cook here in a minute. When we sat here last week, the Astros had, I think it's a 6-game lead in the division.
Yeah.
We sat here last week. Now, time and games have elapsed. You guys dropped 3. You guys got swept by the Athletics.
Yeah.
And now you're only 3 games up. So I'm not sure if you guys are in a position to just lay in the cut and just say, you know what, let's wait for these guys to get back. Because
I mean,
there's
we
no
can't lay in
telling.
the cut. I don't think they need to lay in the cut. I do think they need to make a trade or two. But I can tell you right now, other teams are probably looking at it because now that if it was like last year and the Astros was like, I don't know, 10 games under 500 coming after, and they was people like, oh, they may or may not make the playoffs. But the fact that they're leading the division and they're gonna eventually get back, I'm not gonna say all those guys, but some of those guys, and they're winning the division, it's gonna be some teams out there that's like, nah, we can't sit back on our laurels and think that team is just gonna be the same team. It's gonna be some teams that's gonna be like, nah, we got to make some trade. You saw the Mariners traded for Naylor. They already saw it. They saw it. They was like, nah, we got to make some moves over here. We can't just sit back and expect them to kind of quote unquote fall apart or something like that. So it's gonna be some teams like that.
I feel you. Dylan, talk to me, man. Where's your head at with all this trade stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously the Yankees they got a lot of work to do. Toronto is interesting. They made a trade with the Orioles. What was it today? I think today during the
doubleheader.
They're on the
Yeah,
doubleheader,
and they got Dominguez from Baltimore. They need arms more than anything. I think there's some bats that are available, like Quan, that they're looking at, but like they need arms, right? I think the Tigers need to make a move, not to secure the division, but they've been reeling, right? They lost like what was it, 9 out of 11 games or something like that.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah.
Yeah, they're not
got
playing
some-
really good
They got some
baseball.
by
So
the Pirates and the Blue Jays.
yeah. So I mean, they're not playing good baseball at all. So I mean, I feel like they need to make a move. I think the Astros, to your point, Larry, I think they need to make a move too, just to kind of solidify things, because I think the Mariners made an interesting move a couple days ago, right? Then they traded for, I don't remember who it was they traded for. Josh Naylor, right? Josh Naylor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They made a move.
Yeah, they made a move, so I think you got to keep up with them. I don't know. The best move I think so far, I think addressing a need was the Mets, right? Getting Gregory Soto, the left-hander. I think that was a solid move. I think getting him in the fold, bringing that left-handed arm, they needed that really badly. I think the Mets need pitching. The Yankees desperately need pitching. I think they're linked to a couple starters from the Marlins and the Diamondbacks, right? I think
Sandy Alcantara.
They was on the deal list.
Alcantara. Say that again.
They was on the deal list too. The Yankees was on the deal list too.
Yeah. Dylan Cease from the Padres, or Andrew Henry from the D-backs you alluded to?
Yeah, I think so, right? So, but the D-backs have rentals and the Marlins have young guys that are controllable. Sandy was, a 14-game winner 2 years ago. This year he's not pitching well at all, but I think a change of scenery would help that. Edward Cabrera is an interesting name too.
That's the one I want.
Yeah, Unc was talking about him. I think if they go for a starter, I would go for him. But I think bullpen is the bigger need. I think you got with Gill coming back, that's a trade that's not a trade, right? But I feel like they need bullpen help. Ryan Hensley is a guy from from the Cardinals closer. I think that's an interesting name. And then the Pirates closer too, right?
Bednar.
What's his? Yes. So I think the Yankees desperately need arms. I think they need bullpen arms. I think the bullpen is really stretched thin and it's not being effective. They're not getting outs. It's like managing the last 9 outs of the game used to be easy as a Yankee. Now it's like, oh my God, who are we going to put in? What are we going to do?
And that's the thing that we as Yankees fans, again, 3 of the 4 of us are Yankees fans, that's the thing we've been screaming from the mountaintops for the better part of years now, not just this past year, just and years previously, like closing out these games and getting the final 27 outs that it takes to secure victory has been a struggle once we get to the last 6.
Yeah,
absolutely.
So, the arm that you were talking about to move from the starting rotation to the bullpen for the Yankees, that might be a help if you bring in a starter. So you might strengthen your bullpen by bringing in a starter and moving that arm. I don't know if it's Schittler or
Will Warren.
Young
I
kid.
put Will Warren in the bullpen.
Yeah, I mean, I like Warren because he's a strikeout guy, and I like him coming, being a starter. But when you said Phil Hughes, I was like, yes, you're right. Getting a strikeout arm out of the bullpen that can max out for an inning or 2 is a lot better than a guy that can max out for 5 innings. You know what I mean? And you still got 20 outs to go, right? So, I agree with you. I think Warren coming out of the bullpen would be a big help. I think he's a starter in the league. But for this year, maybe for next year, out of the bullpen is where he's going to help this team the most. So
especially in the playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely, especially in the playoffs. So I'll be interested to see what the Mets do. I'll be interested to see what the Cubs do. Are they? They're clearly, in that pennant, race in the NL. But are they buyers? Right? Are they?
They have to be.
Do you think they could buy right now or wait a year? So
they have to be if they're in the race. Like right now, they're only a game out of the division lead with the Milwaukee Brewers, and if the playoffs start right now, the Chicago Cubs or a wild card team.
But they're ahead of schedule.
Yeah, and that's the thing. They don't have to be buyers because they just locked Jed Hoyer up for 5 more years. So they know who the GM is going to be. So now he can basically implement the full 10-year plan.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So if he wants to stand pat, he can make some moves in the offseason, see how far you go this year, let these young guys or youngish guys, youngish guys get some experience in the postseason. Then you really can evaluate what your team actually needs. And some of these teams that are holding on to these assets for dear life that they should have already traded, White Sox, Luis Robert, the Padres name a player, the Guardians name a player, the Twins name a player, the Pirates name a player. You can
have the stadium if you want.
Right. I mean, because why have the Pirates not made any trades yet?
Interesting.
But then this is my thing about the Cubs though. I feel like the Cubs, they need to put all their chips in.
I was about to say that. Like,
they need to put chips in.
I hear you, Larry, but do they?
Because you got to think about it. Because you got to think about it. Tucker is still a rental for them. That was the reason why the Astros traded him. So if your team is doing that good and Tucker is basically a rental, I don't know if they're gonna resign him because I feel like somebody's gonna offer him some ridiculous money.
Yeah, they probably won't. But that's why I said they don't have to. They don't have to go all in because if you know Tucker's gonna walk and you're gonna get a compensatory pick when because you're gonna give him the qualifying offer, he's not gonna take it because he's gonna get more than that, right? Then you play the string out, right? And if let's say he just is terrible in the postseason, right? And he doesn't get the number he wants, guess what? Now you can bring it back on that, year-to-year option deal.
But this is my thing. Most of the time, when you see in baseball a team, like you said, ahead of schedule, and they know that they're not even supposed to be in that position. Because we saw it last year. We saw a lot of teams that was in that position that they shouldn't have been in last year, and we thought they were going to be sellers, and they was like, no, we buyers. It's like training day. They was like, sell. We thought they were going to be sell. And they was like, no, buy.
And so they're all failing this year.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Look at Cleveland. They were ahead of schedule and they've fallen.
But see, backwards. I hear you, but if you're in this position, like you're not guaranteed to be here in this position next year.
Exactly.
You're here now.
It's the National League Central.
Yeah, exactly. They ain't a lot of jumping.
The goal is to win the pennant. Right, the goal is to get to the series. Like, let's keep it a beat.
Is it?
It should be.
Is it though?
But for Chicago,
franchises, it's not.
For Chicago wasn't supposed to be anywhere near the playoffs.
Certain franchises, we have to look at the franchise. We got to look and say right now, Cubs fans are loving it because they see long-term success. So if they don't win this year, Cubs fans are not going to be mad. So you got to, you have to take that into account.
See, I am a firm believer and striking while you're hot.
I think you're mixing up the sports. I think for basketball, it's different than
baseball. No. I mean, I think that's the way around. Like, this baseball is one of the few sports where you can catch lightning in a bottle for 2 months and have confetti falling on your head in September and October.
What move can they make that a player is available right now that they would catch the Dodgers or the Padres or the Mets?
The Dodgers aren't that far ahead of them.
No, you're not hearing me. What move can they make right now
that
they could to catch the Dodgers in a seven game series?
Zach Gallen, because we've seen him in the postseason. He's a postseason stud.
They look at pitcher. They look at another bat.
They could go get Zach Gallen. They could get Arenado's not coming, but they could go.
They already told you. Larry told you don't say that name.
Yeah, they could get. If Arizona wasn't being clowns, you could get Suarez. But I'm gonna give you a name. Mark Vientos is available.
Yeah.
Okay. And this kid is okay. He's got to work on his defense, but his bat plays, especially in that stadium. So you go get Zach Gallen, right? You go get Mark Vientos, and you go get Willie Castro from the Twins.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like I said,
I don't know if that'll help you in a 7-game series against the Dodgers.
It absolutely would. Absolutely would.
I tell you what.
So okay, on that then, like, are the Red Sox buyers or sellers right now?
The Red Sox should be sellers. They should be sellers but they're going to buy, but they should be sellers. And I'm going to tell you why, because they're already screwing this up. First of all, they're talking about trading Jaron Durant, which is a mistake.
Yeah.
Who should be getting moved is Masataka Yoshida. Their outfield should be Cedon Rafaela, Roman Anthony, and Jaron Durant. That's what the outfield should be. They should trade Yoshida and William Abreu. However, they're going to trade Jaron Durant, which is dumb as hell. Okay. They need pitching, but they're not going to go get any top level pitching. If they get a pitcher, I think it's going to be Shane Bieber coming off Tommy John. See, they're going to be buyers, but they're going to buy the wrong pieces.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I mean. Like, I look at them, I look at the Rangers. I think the Rangers should be buyers.
I don't think so. Like, I don't think the Rangers will be buyers. I think the Rangers are just trying to get healthy.
Yes, they're trying to get healthy.
Okay, that's fair.
And,
I mean,
and they don't want to
what
pay
about the Reds? The
tax.
Reds got hot. Should the Reds be buyers or something?
They absolutely should, but they're not going to be.
And the Rangers, the reason why I think the Rangers are just trying to get healthy because of that payroll. I don't think they want to go into that.
That's true. That is
true. They're going to move Garcia. Watch what I tell you. They're going to move. Well, they're going to try to move Adolis Garcia because people are looking for outfielders. So, because the Guardians are asking too much. You can get Adolis Garcia for a song right now, but they just want to get rid of his salary in Texas.
True.
So there's, like I said, there's moves to be made. It's just that teams are sitting on their hands for some reason. But also,
some teams that we thought were buyers, like the Giants, have really struggled out of the gate, right? Like, they've lost 4 in a row. They've lost 8 out of 10. They're not playing good baseball. They're one game above 500. So,
right. Endeavor's
why would they buy?
But you know what? Also, I think is playing in the background, and everybody keeps forgetting about this. The CBA, the CBA negotiation. They're gonna be locked. There's a lockout coming, bro. There's a lockout coming. Yeah. So do you want to have this bloated payroll, right? And then you locking people out? Because you got to get these guys their money. You understand what I'm saying? Lockout or no, you got to give them their damn money.
Yeah.
So do you want to take on salary to pay somebody that you're not going to let play?
That's an interesting thing to bring up because, again, we're sitting here talking about buyers, sellers, pushing all your chips in the middle of the stat and the third. There may not be baseball next year,
right?
For a good period of time until they get this right. And to your point, CK, they still need to have that paycheck come through, and so that may be playing a factor in how these owners, GMs, and teams are looking at improving the roster or just sitting back in the cut. I'm still a firm believer, gentlemen, and pushing your chips in when you have the opportunity to do so. The Cubs, the Reds may have gotten hot, the Padres, the Giants. These teams that are a few games out first place in the division or and definitely in the wild card position. Like they're not promised to be here a season from now. You're not promised,
unless you're in the Central Division.
The Central's a division unto itself, man. The Pirates are going to pirate, the Cardinals are going to Cardinal. Everybody else is up for grabs.
Yeah, exactly.
But like Seattle is tapping on the heels of the Astros right now.
They should have been made trade. They should have when they got Naylor. They should have got Suarez at the same damn time.
But is that Seattle's fault? Or is that Arizona's fault?
That's Arizona's fault.
No, that's Arizona.
Seattle's gonna do Seattle stuff. They're gonna fall apart like in a month. They're gonna fall apart.
But see, I think if Seattle knew they needed a third baseman all year, okay, there were players to be had early in the season. I said this in our group chat. The Mets, at one point or another this season, made Ronnie Mauricio, Brett Beatty, and Mark Vientos all available. They're asking anybody to take one of the three of them. Okay, so again, there were moves to be made for Seattle, but we know Jerry DePoto's a clown. So here we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, baseball. Does anybody else want to talk anything baseball? I mean, we could sit here for the next hour and piece up the Yankees.
You know what I'm gonna
Yankees are depressing. They're depressing.
I'll leave them alone for now. I'm trying to be
Why?
happy.
What just happened? Because it hadn't
No,
happened to me yet.
nothing bad happened. It's just
Oh.
they're just depressing.
They're
It's like
depressing.
I'm in the DR. I'm on by the pool, taking in the sights with my lovely wife, and every time I turn on, open the ESPN now because I can't get the games down there unless I'm in the sports bar. Yankees losing. It's just depressing. It's just depressing.
Yeah.
No, I want to win. I want the Yankees to win. I want them to win.
Again, and then Judge goes on a 10-day, and we can't close out.
This team was as hot as can be, and now they're like
because it affects the clubhouse when you continue to give a guy reps that should not get them, but you take reps from other people when they struggle, and people aren't paying attention to it, but it's got to bother people in that clubhouse that Anthony Volpe won't even be sat down, for one game. But let Jason Dominguez drop a ball in the outfield. He's not playing for 3 days. Let Oswald Peraza have a base running mistake. He ain't playing for a week. Let Ben Rice struggle at first base. He's not playing for 3 days, okay? But Anthony Volpe with 15 errors.
15 of them suckers.
15 errors, okay? He was 0 for 30 before he got a bloop single night. He was 0 for 30. You're going to tell me the Mets sent Francisco Alvarez, their top prospect, their wunderkind. They sent him down and said, bro, you struggling? You need a reset. You won't even get this man a day off. How do you think that's affecting the rest of that team?
I mean, I don't know how it's affecting the team, but it's affecting the team in the field because he's a liability. He's not a shortstop. I've said it a million times. I said it to you guys. He's a second baseman, and they don't want to look wrong. They rather cut their nose and spite their face kind of philosophy.
So
he's a shortstop. No, he's an elite shortstop. How he got a Gold Glove. I've said it on this show. How he got a Gold Glove is a joke.
He never should have got that Gold Glove.
Never should have got that Gold Glove. He didn't deserve it then, and he damn sure don't deserve it now. Nope. Sorry, Mom. But I mean, he's not a shortstop, and you can see it. He just isn't, and it's they keep putting him out there because you had that competition 2 years ago. He had the hot spring training. He's the hot name. He's the one everybody loves. The fans love him. And okay, here we go. I can't.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it tonight.
But listen, I was just more shocked that Detroit was they're playing really bad baseball, and they're still 9 games.
Yeah.
Again, it's the Central Division, right? What do we say? The Central Division. The Central Division.
You're right. So if I'm Detroit, and this is the last thing I'll say on baseball. We can move. If I'm Detroit, I'm not making a trade for Suarez because I'll get him next year.
Exactly. So, you could get him in off season for free.
Yeah. So don't make a trade. But if he wants to be here, if the price keeps coming down, but if the price keeps coming down, in a trade.
Why trade for him when all you got to do is spend money to sign him in off season?
But in a day or two, today's price might not be tomorrow's price. The
Diamondbacks. I told y'all the Diamondbacks. I told y'all they were gonna screw this season up. Y'all didn't believe me.
Yeah,
they screwed this season up all the way through, and they're gonna continue because they're not coming off their asking prices. They're not.
This was a playoff team that now it's oh my god.
Yep.
What are we doing?
I mean, I trust me. My team dealt with it because Tucker. I said we should have traded Tucker last year. Tucker should have been traded at the deadline last year, but of course, they wanted to hold on to him and all this other stuff. So my team dealt with it. I mean, luckily it ended up working out for him because Cam Smith is looking like a really good trade. I want to see the Yankees win because I want to see y'all in the postseason, man. We gotta get
I want to see y'all too, bro.
Yeah, we gotta see y'all.
I want none of that work.
Yeah, because I'm gonna dip my Teddy Grahams in your tears.
We gotta see y'all. Hey, look, Hey, it's like,
Lord have
man,
mercy.
look,
Teddy Grahams.
it's like,
Is that the snack you got, Teddy Grahams?
Yep.
hey, it's like this, right? Well,
Them Teddy
we got
Grahams on point, bro.
we got to exclude CK from this conversation, but I'm gonna say it like this, right? It's like my Niners. We got to see them Cowboys. We got to hand it to them.
Yeah.
No,
Man,
yeah,
your
I
Giants,
feel you. I feel
your
you.
Giants, your Giants got to see who is it? The Eagles, right?
The Eagles.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to
we
see
hate
them,
the
right?
Cowboys, but the Eagles
Yeah,
are.
yeah. It's hey, serious. You got to see them Ravens, right? Yeah, I want to see them. Hey, look, I mean, it's cool if you beat somebody else, but I want to see the rival. I want to see us hand it to them. Like, dude, like real talk. CK, I don't know who your Jets want to see. They want to see, I don't know.
The Jets want to see competency.
They want to see.
Who's your biggest rival in your division? I always wanted to know because I always thought it was like it used to be the Dolphins when Dan Marino was there. He used to torture you.
New England.
And I think it's the Patriots because New England, but
It's
the Patriots are always your rival.
No, it's the Dolphins. The hated rival is the Dolphins. The measuring stick is the Patriots. Even when the Patriots suck, exactly. Measuring stick is the Patriots, but the rival is the Dolphins because of the fake spike.
Yeah, I mean, he tortured y'all.
They rival is one of them UFL teams.
But they fight against themselves.
The Blackhawks. Yeah.
Larry, I'm old enough to remember when the 49ers was trash. You don't want to go there with me, bro.
Hey, yeah, but they had some decent teams.
We have lows.
70s, right?
We don't have trash. We have lows. We have lows.
The 49ers were trash for a long time.
We have lows, bro. We have lows.
Trash.
No, they had a rivalry with the Cowboys in the 70s.
We did. In the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s.
It was the 80s. The 80s, not the 70s. The 70s Niners were absolute hot garbage till Bill Walton.
No, they were in the championship game.
The Cats were the Cowboys
in the 70s.
No, but that was in the like 80. That was in 1980. But I mean, like,
I was in the 80s.
There was a game. There was a championship game. Cowboys Niners in the 70s.
Yeah,
maybe 79. That's not 70s. For that decade.
No, it wasn't 79. It wasn't 79.
Okay, you know what? We'll move on, and one of us.
All right, I'll bring it up.
But technically, if you want to get technically, like I don't really look at the 60s, and I mean the 60s and 70s because the 49ers didn't even become a franchise till like the late 60s. So
right.
Yeah, so it was like, it's like looking at the Texans right now. The Texans right now is where you should really be seeing improvement because they're more than 10 years removed from expansion. Like, this is where you should be seeing improvement. So I don't look at the 70s Niners because they were still, quote unquote, within that 10-year gap for an expansion team to me. That's why I look at 80s, 90s, 2000s.
Came through.
Huh? That's like you would see. Like, I know, like I said, so it's like one of the things, like I said, you want to see those rivals. You want to see them in the playoffs. You want to stick it to them. You want to, give them that work, man.
Hold on a second. Hold on. Weren't we just talking about Anthony Volpe?
Yeah, he just hit a home run. Big whoop.
Yeah, that's what I said. Look who just showed up.
Even a broken clock is right twice a day.
I'm glad he's right.
I know. I don't care. I still don't like him.
Yeah, he's still a second baseman.
Yeah, he can do that from second base. You punk.
I mean,
listen. I just pulled it up. The Niners and the Cowboys in the NFL championship 2 years in a row in the early 70s. In the early 70s.
That was John Brody, quarterback, right?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. John Brody, you're right.
They've been a rival, bro. They've been a rival. So yeah,
I don't know if it was a real rivalry though until the 80s. Is what I'm saying.
No, absolutely. But it stretched. It went farther back.
A real rivalry, yeah.
Yes. But it went far back. But
yeah, that was John Brody.
While we're talking football, y'all saw that Trey Henderson is reporting to camp. I guess that 50K a day.
I was actually getting ready to go there.
50K a day. Serious.
You had two cats who are not signed show up at camp. Terry McLaurin's at camp, and Trey Henderson is getting ready to report. Neither one of these gentlemen have deals. We talked about it.
Go ahead. I'm
Just
sorry.
so they're going to hold into
Yeah.
an attempt to show good faith or whatever the case may be. Which one gets the deal done first? Or do they got?
McLaurin.
I think it's McLaurin because it's the least path of resistance. Like the Bengals are not budging, and Unc said it. You guys have said it last week. I listened to your show. You guys did a great job. There's just absolutely no way the Bengals are going to budge. I mean, they just don't. I think he will get the deal done. I think it'll take a little bit, but I think it'll get done before Trey. And Terry, I think, like I said 2 weeks ago, he deserves it. He's been nothing but a class act. I was messaging you guys about it last week on the show. I mean, he's been there when at their lowest point, and I think he's one of the guys that's going to reap the rewards of this team turning the corner. And I think you should, take care of your guy. Now, will they do it? I think yes, because if it was ownership before with that clown that was there, I won't say his name, it wouldn't get done. But new ownership, new management, I think they'll take care of it.
Well, the old one might have overpaid him for like $50 million, or he wouldn't have paid him at all. Take your pick.
Right.
I know. Isn't that D tackle still getting $100 million?
He's still getting paid.
Who was
still
D
cash
tackle
some
they
checks from
overpaid
him.
for?
What are you talking about?
Albert Haynesworth.
Yeah, Haynesworth. Yeah.
Like I say, Dion probably still got some anonymous checks showing up in the mail.
Albert Haynesworth. Oh my God, is Albert Haynesworth probably the worst contract ever in
It's one of them. It's one of them.
It's probably one of the best for a player, though.
Yes.
He's still eating today. So
for that franchise, it's between him, LeVar Arrington, Clinton Portis, bro. It's a host of them.
Clinton Portis was a good player. He just got hurt.
Yeah, but that was still a bad contract.
No, it was after the fact because he got hurt, but he was doing business when he was.
It was a bad contract for an older running back. That's what it was.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes. That's a great point.
Yeah. But no, see, this terrible, and we're not. I know that horse is mulch at this point, but this terrible Players Association, bro. They have to show up. Because otherwise they get what? It's $50,000 a day.
Yeah.
Do MLB players show up? No.
Bro,
how does the Players Association work against you?
Like,
what's up, Ant?
Why would you even agree to that? Like I told you, they literally they don't understand anything that they're giving up when they go to these negotiations, bro. It's like we're gonna include in your contract that you get fined for being late.
Oh, by the way, the Players Association is the one that came up with that. The Players Association they're the ones that came up with the suggestion for to get rid of the holdouts and the franchise tag. That came from the players, not the league, bro.
But they still got the franchise tag. That's the craziest part.
Players came up with that. They said, hey, let's do a franchise tag. Again, because it's short-sighted, I'll get the average of the highest paid players, so I'll get a lot of money for 1 year. Yeah, but you're getting screwed, bro. Because see, they do this. Oh, look, shiny red ball. And the player go, oh, shiny red ball.
But it's like,
the worst thing they did for that was make it 2 years. Like you have to franchise it for 2 straight years. Like,
that's what I'm saying. If they had said, you know what, thought about it for a second. Will it be okay for me to get the highest of the average, or would I get more money to hit the free market to be a fully unrestricted free agent? I can strike while the iron is hot, right?
Yep.
Why would you agree to that? And I can tell you who gets screwed the worst out of all of these running backs because their career is shorter.
Yeah, of course.
Career is shorter.
I mean, running backs are screwed anyway.
Like
every aspect of the franchise tag is set against the player, and they don't realize it because they think they're getting guaranteed money when they get the money that they were getting before wasn't fully guaranteed. You could sign $100 million contract and get ripped up the next day. So they thought getting that franchise tag guaranteed money was like the carrot. No, to your point, Larry, the position average is what screws you. The fact that you can be franchised 2 years in a row,
actually three if the team wanted to.
They can do the fifth. They can do that 5th-year option, and then they can do the 2 franchise.
Right. But like it nothing about the franchise tag is in the player's favor. No. And that's why I said that. How do you have a players association that works against the players?
And this is the even crazier part about it. We just talked about the MLB, and they popped because the owners want that salary cap, so they might actually go into a holdout. They get paid even if we're in a holdout in a lockout, right?
Bro,
NFL don't get paid in a lockout.
Listen, Rob Manfred went into the Phillies clubhouse and started talking about salary cap, didn't use the words, and basically they told him get the F up out of here.
But I'm saying, but we know that they probably gonna go to a lockout, right?
No, but I'm saying, but NFL players, if Goodell walked in and said, "Hey, we're gonna take some money," they'd be like, "Thanks a lot, Commissioner."
Yeah, and like it's funny because, like I said, even if they did go to a lockout, they don't get paid. Even on the guaranteed contract, they don't get paid.
No,
and it, like I said, even on the franchise, if you don't show up to camp, you still get fined. Even if you're on a franchise tag, you still get fined. Like I said, this stuff is just it's starting to be sad that they give up so much for so little. Does that make sense?
Because they're not
makes
willing
total
to
sense.
fight.
That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, they're not willing to fight. Half of them don't pay attention. They don't pay attention to what's going on. Listen, it's y'all got kids. Your kid want this, you offer them that, and it's a little sweeter. They go get that, and they leave you alone about that.
Yeah, but it's like the owners coming in and they say, you know what? Let me put a couple of dollars in this hand, and then you'll forget about what's in this hand. Yeah, but you'll see what's in this hand, and you'll forget all about what was over here in this other hand.
Jiggle it, jiggle, jiggle, jiggle.
Yeah, and they just take the money, and it's like, dude, like even like I say for running backs, you know, I'm put like this. You know how like you see in basketball contracts, it'll be like mutual option, it'll be like players option only, or be team option, right?
Mm-hmm.
These dudes, if I was a running back, I would be like, you know what? I don't want no 4-year deal, and I don't want no 5th-year option. I want a 3-year deal with 2-player options. I pick and choose what I want to do, and if I choose not to do that, then I want to be fully free agent. Imagine if you had somebody like I hate to say it, but imagine if Saquon would have hit free agency after 2 years, what he could have commanded. You know, when you see these guys, like I said, you have some guys that come into the league, and they are I'm gonna say they're game-changing players, right? But they're on these bad deals, and it even for my Niners, and I wouldn't want him to sacrifice any money. If Brock Purdy could have said, you know what, my 3rd year, I'm a free agent, I'm a player's option, pay the man, I have no problem with that, right?
But you know what's even worse, Larry?
Huh?
The again, Players Association negotiated so that the teams, let's say they wanted after that 2nd year to tear up his contract, give one, you can't until after the 3rd year. So they even negotiated against themselves in that aspect.
Yeah, like I said, they negotiated because, like, think about it. If you're a player, you come into the league, right? You might not even hit a full free agency till you're like year 8.
Yeah. Essentially.
Yeah. If you're a 1st-round pick,
yeah. Year 8. Yeah. Dude, as a running back, you're old.
As a running back, you're done after year 5.
Yeah, you're old. As some of these linemen, because they take a lot of pounding too, depending on what position you take. Yeah,
tight ends.
You screwed. Linebackers get paid the least out of anybody in the league.
Tight ends, linebackers,
and they take more pounding in a little bit.
Safeties.
It's like, yeah,
safeties get, some of them get paid, a lot of them don't.
But a lot of them don't.
Yeah, I mean, and it's like they're sacrificing more money for peanuts. And let's just say, for the sake of argument, right? Jamar Chase, would you have been begging Cincinnati for your money if you were a fully free? Even as a 1st-round pick, he outplayed that contract. Justin Jefferson, he outplayed that contract.
He outplayed that contract in his 2nd year.
Yeah, Minnesota could have. They'd have paid him in the 2nd year to avoid having what they wound up having to pay him.
But as a
Minnesota paid him right away. They paid it lingered with Justin Jefferson. They tried to get it done in the offseason. It rolled over to the season, but they got it done.
Yeah, but it only lingered because he wanted to wait to see what somebody else got so he could get his number.
Right.
Yeah, and if you're an NFL player, think about it from this aspect, and I'm gonna put this on y'all brain, right? So you have to play at least 3 years of college, right? So the youngest you'll see somebody hit the NFL is 21, right?
21, yeah.
So yeah, 21, somewhere up in there. Some of these guys come in, they like 23, 24, right? So by the time you actually hit a real free agency, you can strike the pay dirt once.
Yeah.
Depending on what position you play, if you're like a wide receiver or something like that, quarterback, you may can hit it twice, right? And you put that in comparison to basketball players, they come in the league at what, like 18? They can play for 15 years easily. Some of them guys are hitting the pay dirt 3 times. You get into the guys like LeBron's, they hitting the pay dirt 4 times. Like, it is funny to where they're the one league that your years are shorter, your contracts are longer, and you may only hit the pay dirt one time.
One time, if you're lucky.
One time, if you're lucky. One time. I would be sitting here right now, and I'm like, look, we come in the league already as older players. These contracts, they need to be more player friendly for us. And we can dictate what the market should be, not you guys dictate what that market should be to us. Like I said, it's some of the stuff is just common sense, and that they don't have, say common sense ain't always common.
It's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
like
what is Trey Hendrickson's number? What should he command?
What did JJ Watt?
Are we talking 40 a year?
Yeah.
We're talking JJ Watt. Whatever JJ Watt got.
TJ.
I'm sorry.
TJ got what, 41?
If
41
if
and
the
a half.
Bengals are smart, because here's the thing. Trey Hendrickson had already said he was willing to take less than top of the market. It's just they won't give him the guaranteed years. Which means he's willing to take 35. He's already said that. He won't take 35. He just wants guaranteed money in the second year. This is not a hard negotiation, bro. He already said out of his own mouth, this is not quotes. I heard him say this. Okay. I'm willing to take less. I just need the years. That's what he said.
I hate Anthony Volpe.
Are you serious?
I hate him.
What am I missing?
I mean, but at the same time, it's like you say, with the Terry McLaurin thing, I think Trey Hendrickson, he's earned his money. I think he should get. I think he should get the same as TJ, because they numbers wise, like I said, now TJ, he might have a little bit more impactful impact on the field, but numbers wise, Hendrickson's right there with TJ, bro. Like, that dude gets sacks.
I can't in good conscience disrespect TJ or Myles Garrett.
I said impact, but you got to remember.
No, let me finish for a second. But the thing is, when you look at how all 3 of those men impact the game, to your point, and are the linchpin of their defense, and you're right. All 3 men should have been looped into one.
I mean, like I said, they make Miles and TJ, they make more like impact plays. But if you watch it, like, dude, it's games with Trey Hendrickson is unblockable, bro. And
that defense is still boo-boo, right? What would happen if he wasn't there?
Exactly. But that's what makes it even more reason why you pay that dude. I've seen Bengal games where they've like triple team that dude.
You have to.
You have to.
Yeah.
They triple team.
And he still got sacked. And he still got sacked.
And he still got. He's why I say you pay that man? Because he's the equivalent to what's the guy from the Raiders?
Max
Crosby. That defense will be trash without Max Crosby. Yeah. Max Crosby gets triple teams sometimes.
Yeah, that's the thing. The Bengals defense is trash with Trey Hendrickson. How bad do you think it's going to be?
Exactly. Give the man $35 million. Give him guaranteed money the first year, the second year, and call it a day. This is not a hard negotiation.
But I don't think he's looking for 35. I think he's looking for, to your point, TJ Watt money, huh?
No. He already said he's not looking for top of the market. He just wants guarantees in the second year.
I don't. I don't understand. I just don't understand why the Bengals just can't.
It's crazy
because they say we don't do guarantees past the first year.
Yep. Like, dude, they didn't. That was the whole deal with Stewart. Dude, they didn't even want to fully guarantee. It was second round picks getting fully guaranteed contracts, and they didn't want to fully guarantee his contract because they was like, we've never done it before. just because you've never done it before does not mean that you don't do it, because you see it being done. You see it being done. And I'll be honest with you, if I was a first round pick, I would be like, you know what, y'all just trade away my rights or something, because I would feel disrespected if a second round pick got a fully guaranteed contract and I didn't.
See, if I was
We
Shamar Stewart,
escaped.
I would have not signed, right?
Mm-hmm.
And basically, you don't go back to college. If you go back to college, then the Bengals still own your rights. But if you sit out this whole year, you go back in the draft, bro. Somebody else can draft you.
I don't think he goes. I don't think he can go back to college.
Yes, you can. If you don't sign, they because they were real specific about this. People kept writing about it. If he didn't sign, as long as he didn't go back to college, and he sat out this entire year because he's unsigned, his draft rights revert back to the draft. The Bengals lose his draft rights, and then somebody else could draft him.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, because Bo Jackson, he messed that up real good. Yeah. Look, but yeah, that would be crazy. But like I say, man, it's some of these things, man. It's, to me, it's like common sense. If you were to just pay that dude, pay him. Now
you don't have to wait.
Yeah, but a lot of this stuff is starting to come out now. Like I say, whenever they go back to the negotiating table, I hope they get a better deal, because some of this stuff is just it's asinine. That's the only way you could categorize it.
They won't get a better deal because the people in charge are still in charge. That executive committee, which was part of the cover-up, they're still on the executive committee.
Dude, that's nuts, bro. And I thought I was tripping when I was like, man, what? I was like, dude, this dude not even asking for nothing more than what everybody else is getting, and the Bengals are saying no. Mm-hmm. Like, it makes no sense to me.
At that point, they don't deserve him.
But you know what?
I hope he leaves.
But you know what I started noticing, dude, and that's just me. These owners, I'm gonna say these owners that are kind of like too involved in their teams, right? You notice the level of stupidity that they do. Like I said, you see it with the Bengals, you see it with the Cowboys, you see it, like you say, CK. I think Woody got something else to do, because he looked like he keeping his hands off your Jets, bro.
Oh, he bought that English Premier League team, and now he's over there in England messing with that team. It's kind of like when Dolan was building the Sphere, right? The Knicks got good. Now Dolan is done with the Sphere. Knicks start making stupid moves. You can tell when certain owners are involved and when they're not.
Yeah.
And you can tell, you could start telling like how they just do business and how they handle stuff. Because some owners, you could tell they just like, I hired a GM to be a GM. When my team is doing bad, then I'll assess the GM. But my team is doing what I need to do. They give me an update and I'm good. But when you have these owners like that, dude, some of this stuff, it almost gets frustrating to me.
Yeah.
Like we just talked about guys that should have been locked up. Remember, Barry, me and you was like, Micah. Dude, Micah should be having like crazy money right now. Like Micah deal should have been done. Jerry.
After his third season.
After your third season, if you're that good, and we said it, you're as an owner and as a GM and as a team, you are locking that player up now to save money later. And the fact that the Cowboys, I don't care what anybody says, Micah Parsons, as much crap as I give him, is the best player on the Cowboys. The fact that you're not willing to take care of your best player is telling. That
he has to want to get paid, Barry. He has to want to get paid.
No, but I'm saying, like, if you're talking about how the perception is reality with Volpe on the Yankees, perception is reality with Micah Parsons on the Cowboys. If your best player isn't being taken care of by ownership, what about me? And I said that before I left, and it rings true. Every day that goes on is another day of Micah Parsons in front of the camera, is another day of Jerry Jones and Stephen Jones, those guys in front of a camera. And you're bound to say something real stupid and mess this relationship up even more than it's already messed up. Every day that goes on, Micah already talking about, I got to take care of my family, but it's going to be, you know what I mean? It's going to get worse. Like, you guys ever watch that Tupac video when he's talking about, like, when they like use how people used to be singing and when they're like slavery and like we hungry, we don't know, like, and then talking about like how music has evolved. Like, I'm picking the lock key and I'm blasting. Like, you keep letting it fester and go on and talk more in public. it's gonna get nasty. Just like a when a player is going in front of the judge for arbitration, there's gonna be some hurt feelings.
But the problem is, Barry, that they know these teams know that these players will always cave if you offer them something bright and shiny. See, that's the thing. In other sports, the players gonna be like, there's franchises we know players will not go to. Yeah, I'm not coming to play for you, bro. I don't care how much money you owe you. In basketball, there's franchises, I don't give a damn how much money they offer. I ain't coming to your franchise. In football, listen, I could know that you're literally setting the building on fire, okay? That your doctor is 90 years old, can't hear and ain't got but one hand and lost his license. Offer me enough money and I'm gonna come play for you. And then I'm gonna complain about all the facilities and everything else. Well, bro, you knew that ahead of time. Why'd you go? Because they offered me the most money.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, but then you know what? This is the part that kind of irks me too when we talk about because these contract stuff really start heating up in training camp, right? Because guys are holding out or holding in, or the deal's not done yet. Is they gonna play on the 1-year deal? All this other stuff, right? It's like my neighbor, right? And I told my other neighbor, I say, dude, how in the world does this dude not have common sense to see that he's the only one his trash can is still sitting on the street like days later? Like, you don't see that, right? Where's your common sense to know that out of all of the leagues, out of all the 4 major leagues, right? We don't go into basketball season and like, oh, this guy, he's sitting in, we're in on a contract negotiation. You don't go into baseball. I'm like, oh, this guy, he's sitting out training camp. I mean, he's sitting out
preseason,
or
spring training, rather.
Yeah, spring training, because he's working on his contract negotiation. You don't see hockey players. They're like, you know what? Hand me my puck. Let's go. Like, they're the only league that we talk about this. If you know that, it's like I said, it's just like that trash can. You're the only person trash can out here, and you don't have that much common sense to know maybe I should bring my trash can in. They don't see, well, maybe we should do something about this because we're the only league that have these contract issues year in, year out. Will this guy report to camp? Will he not report to camp? He's going into his last year. The team had to take care of him. I mean, I hate to say it. It's like, you begging for your money. I'm like, dude, like, that alone would have me at the NFLPA like, look, we got to resolve this because we're the only league that has these issues. Or even worse, I would have been going to some of these NBA execs and some of these I'm not league execs, but like players associate execs. I would have been going to them and say, hey, what did y'all do to get this? Or what did y'all, how did y'all get things the way that they are to where you don't have these constant contract issues over and over and over again? And it's like I say, it's one of the things to me. I feel like, man, football players, y'all take the most abuse, but y'all don't get paid, or you having to grovel for your money. You know what I'm saying?
But there's no consequences because again, it's and I hate using this analogy, but it's actually the only one that really fits. It's like someone that's in an abusive, I'm gonna say a toxic relationship, right? And you're like, why don't you leave? You know this is not good for you. And they sit there and say, but they love me.
And see, me, I'm one of them type of dudes. Hey, look, I don't know about you, but I think everybody else that's seen Straight Outta Compton. I'm like Ice Cube. I did the work. Give me my money. I gave you the product, and if not, I'm coming back with my bat and I'm tearing up your office. Look, that's
not football players though. That's not what they do.
But you would think that because they supposed to be gladiators and they supposed to be tough guys, and I'm like, y'all fake gangsters, and it's crazy.
They're paper tigers. They are paper tigers,
dude. And it's crazy the fact that, like I said, even if, like, say for instance, if you were a basketball player, right? It's like your contract's up. Hey, it's a play option. Yeah, I may come back. Oh, it's a team or it's a mutual or whatever the case may be. And they're like, it's a done deal. You don't see this over and over. And like, if you notice when, like, say, because basketball starts like October. When preseason starts. Contracts is already done. Guys already like practicing and stuff. Contracts already done. Like, you don't see guys get to that point and they're still like, oh, well, how much will such resign for? How much will this person, play for this year? You don't see that. And it's like I said, it's one of the things just for the sake of not being the one oddball. I would have been like, look, we got to fix this. And I get it, they got stuff going on in the players union office, but I would have been like, look, we got to fix this. Is to me, I feel like, and CK, you probably agree with me. If they peel back the layer on the levels of collusion, I bet you that onion is real nasty.
Bro,
I bet you it is.
This collusion, the NFLPA being in bed with the NFL goes back to Gene Upshaw and Paul Paul Tagliabue. It goes back that Rozelle, wasn't it?
Roselle.
It was Pete Rozelle. It was Gene Upshaw and Pete Rozelle used to vacation together. Okay? They vacation together. All I'm saying. So the history of the NFLPA's union leadership being in bed with the NFL to the detriment, that's the word I was looking for, to the detriment of the player, of the rank and file, goes back literally to the beginning of the NFLPA.
That's crazy, bro. That is crazy.
And everything I just said can be fact checked. Google Gene Upshaw, Pete Rozelle. All right. And look at some of the articles that have been written about the nonsense.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. And like, dude, and it's crazy. Like I said, to me, it's like, dude, Trey Henderson, that dude got like 60 sacks or 70 sacks over the last 5 years or something, or 4 years.
Yeah, now
how was this dude begging for his money?
Yep.
Like, what kind of stuff is this? Like,
and then you gonna fine him $50K for
a day.
Yeah.
A day.
So,
bro.
And this is a fine that your union came up with to prevent holdouts. Yeah. When the only option that a player has to make a team give them money is withholding services.
Okay.
And your union
it worked for Barry Sanders, right? In 93.
Worked for Emmitt Smith, didn't it? Worked for Emmitt Smith.
That's what I'm saying. It worked for Emmitt Smith. He held out for the first 2 games. You know what I mean? So they put a stop to that. They didn't want to have that happen again. You know what I mean? So,
but then that's the bad part. When they do those holdouts and they come back, they don't have seasons like they normally would, or they end up with some soft tissue injury.
Maybe so, but they got their money,
and that's the bad part.
You got paid for it.
Yeah, and that's like I said, that's the bad part. Like I said, Terry McLaurin, I'm kind of indifferent about the Terry McLaurin stuff because I feel like Terry McLaurin's had some really good seasons, but at the same time, I think the last report I saw, he wanted DK money, and I don't feel like he's on a DK level.
If you look at the numbers,
I think he's there.
He's got better numbers than DK.
I think he's there.
And they're the same draft class. If you look at the numbers, we going strictly off numbers.
Because I live here and I know him personally, but
we going strictly off numbers. His numbers, I think, are comparable or better than DK's.
But
DK and Terry are about right there, bro.
But DK has had a number 2. Terry hasn't. So you usually throwing to Terry McLaurin, or you weren't throwing it to nobody.
Yeah, I understand that, but what I'm saying is, if the comp is DK Metcalf because they're in the same draft class,
yeah,
and my numbers match his, give me my money.
But I mean, like I said, but I feel like Terry McLaurin, you give him maybe 30, but not the 33 like you give
bro. DK. 30 and 33 is not that much difference.
It's not that much difference.
It really isn't, bro.
I mean, and I feel like that, like I said, we all said, I think like that deal is done because he's already at 26. So let's meet at 29.5.
It's not the money, it's just the years, right? Isn't it the years?
No, McLaurin is the money. McLaurin is the money.
Terry's the money. I mean, Terry's a 30-year-old wide receiver who has outkicked his current deal.
So
he needs this is going to be his last contract.
Yes,
right?
He needs all of his money. Yeah,
he's all the coins.
Yeah,
and rightfully so. Get that man his money. Since we're sitting here on football, man, I wanted to kind of talk about some camp battles that are going on and some other things that we're looking forward to. We got 4 teams represented here. And so I wanted to give you guys the opportunity to kind of talk about what you're seeing from your squad. Larry, talk to me, man. Where's your head at?
Oh, CK can go right now. You can go.
Bear
can go. Bear can go.
I'll go. Listen, I hope Malik Neighbors is okay. he left practice with a shoulder injury. So Lord have mercy. Just be healthy, Lord. Please don't let him. Please don't let him take him away. But Abdul Carter looks good. Oof, he looks good. He's going to be a player. I think the Giants are going to be. I don't think they're going to be a playoff team, but I like what I'm seeing from the defense. I think the defense is going to be solid. Some of the players that we got, I think, are really some really sneaky good additions. I think you had talked about it when we made that move for the cornerback.
Mhm.
That's going to be a big move. I think Newman at the safety position is good. Our defensive line is probably going to be one of the better ones in the league. So with Carter, Kayvon, Burns, and obviously the big man in the middle. No injuries. Let's just get through camp and let's see what we got.
I feel you.
It's
I'm
surprising
actually
that Barry didn't mention Jackson Dart.
Jackson Dart or
What is it to mention? He's not the starter. He's not the starter. Russell Wilson was named the starter.
He's
What do you want to talk about Dart for?
Exactly. Really
Do we talk? Who's the backup on the 49ers?
He's supposed to be the favorite. Don't get me started because I was pissed when we signed that dude.
Yeah, but I was just saying, like, do we talk about the backup on the 49ers? We don't talk about the backup on the Giants. Who cares?
Hey, Mac Jones is a reclamation project. You trying to,
But why? But why?
We hoping that guy never sees the field. I actually wish they would have kept Dobbs. That's just me. I like Dobbs. I like Dobbs. I feel like he was good in that system. I will say this: Juwan Jennings was in camp. He was tearing it up. He got a little calf right now, so he's out. Dude, I've been watching some of the reports. I haven't really had a chance to watch any of the film, but they was like Walker. He's looking like a beast in camp for the Niners. Like he's gonna probably be one of the steals in the draft. Like he's actually shooting up the board of rookies. I don't know if y'all saw that. Mm-hmm. So we'll see what happens with that. Ayuk, he's been a really good. He's back. He's been a good coach on the field, so that's good. I could say
is he practicing?
Nah, he's not practicing, but he's coaching up a lot of the young guys. Pearsall came off of the pup list, so Pearsall should be practicing pretty soon. With the Niners, is more like let's keep managing the guys that we got. Of course they gonna put CMC in a bubble until the season starts. What's gonna be really interesting with the Niners is that, dude, we had 12 picks and we drafted all 12 players, dude. That's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be some camp. It's gonna be some crazy camp battles, and it's gonna be some guys who get playing time that we probably wouldn't have thought was gonna get playing time. My thing is right now, I want to see who gonna win that right tackle, that position over there, and I want to see who's gonna replace Tre'Davious. Right now, I'm thinking it's gonna be Ronaldo Green because he showed something as a rookie last year. And I'm like, y'all, I'm just hoping everybody gets healthy. I will say this: when I'm just looking around the league, I don't know about y'all, but it's looking like Shador is gonna finally end up being that starter.
Yeah, there's a process of elimination out there, right?
Well, I wanted to talk a little bit about.
Somebody said that.
Two people said that. The two people at the bottom said that.
Yeah, no, I don't.
Hey, you kept saying he's a 5th round pick. He's a 5th round pick. He's gonna get treated like a 5th round pick, dude. They already. You know how you know that dude? He's gonna be the starter probably either coming out of preseason or at least by week 2, because they're already putting out reports about trading one of them, trading one of the other quarterbacks, or trading him or Dillon. They already putting out reports, and to say that they put out reports saying that, well, Kenny Pickett got hurt. So before he got hurt, dude, how many times you go into not even a first preseason game and they're talking about trading a potentially starting level quarterback?
Well, neither one of those guys, Kenny Pickett nor Joe Flacco, is really a starting level quarterback.
But for that team, that was the battle. The battle was, will it be Pickett or will it be Flacco? We are assuming it's going to be Flacco, right?
I thought
at least as the gatekeeper.
I thought it would be Pickett.
Yeah, or Pickett.
Why would it
one
be
of the two.
Pickett? Lord have mercy.
Yeah,
Because he's younger. And
Well,
Joe Flacco.
Who cares?
Dude, real talk on the Eagles. On the Eagles last year, Kenny Pickett looked serviceable on the Eagles, bro. He looked serviceable.
He was on the Eagles. He had the best.
That was basically
No.
That was good enough.
No. He played with the backups. He played with the backups, bro.
Okay.
He looks serviceable. He looks serviceable.
Listen, Kenny Pickett is trash. All right. Let's stop that. Let's stop it. We're gonna stop that. We're gonna stop.
I'm not giving him no credit.
He's not trash, but he's not an NFL starting quarterback.
He's serviceable for a game or two. That make okay.
Yeah.
Again, when we say things like that, we're talking compared to other NFL caliber players. We're not talking about compared to average people. Compared to other NFL starting quarterbacks, he's trash. Okay.
Well,
don't say trash. You gotta be nice. Be nice.
But you don't have to be nice because you know what? Him and Zach Wilson, okay, can go somewhere. All right, they can go on vacation together
right now. Where's Zach
Zach
Wilson? He's the third
Wilson
string quarterback in Miami.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
that's right, Miami.
Oh,
that's what I mean. Like Pickett is a 2-game starter. If you have to game plan, you get game plan around him. Yeah. If you game plan around him for a couple of weeks after that,
exactly. Hang. So you trash. Because Josh Dobbs, he can play 5 games.
I'm trying to be nice.
Right? I ain't trying to be nice. I ain't trying to be nice to Kenny Pickett.
No, Josh Dobbs could probably play 7.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Josh Dobbs is
probably one of the best backup quarterbacks.
He's very competent. He's very, very competent. But anywho, so
hold on, I'm talking about my Jets, bro.
Oh, go ahead. I'll let you go.
Okay.
No, wait. Hold on. Wait.
No, we done with you, bro.
Before we go there, but no. I mean, I was just saying is that if you look at the way it's set up in Cleveland, right?
No, okay. We gonna get to Cleveland, bro. You talk about your team. I'm gonna talk about mine.
Well, that's gonna be quick anyway.
No, it's not gonna be quick because you from Texas. Ain't nothing quick with you. You're gonna be talking for the next 25 minutes.
Jets, man.
And I'm gonna say one more thing, and I'm gonna just say this. In 20 minutes from now, I'm gonna just say this. No, bro.
Hey, we gonna give him the floor because he actually got on a green shirt tonight. That's like the
anyway.
He got on a green shirt.
Do you have any Jets gear on?
Absolutely not. I haven't owned Jets gear since the 80s, bro.
Unbelievable. I'm gonna buy you a Jets. Give me your address. I'm gonna buy you some Jets gear. Send it to you.
I ain't put no money in Woody Johnson's pocket. All right. Let me be real clear.
It goes to the players.
Yeah, okay. The league gets part of that. Now that Woody Johnson is preoccupied with the English Premier League team that he just bought a piece of, what I'm seeing is competency in the organization. I'm seeing smart moves being made, signing up players early. I'm hearing things like accountability. I'm hearing words I haven't heard since Rex Ryan was there. Accountability, intensity, smart, accountability, smart. I don't know. I like Aaron Glenn. You guys know that. I wanted Aaron Glenn to get a head coaching job. I don't know what the Jets are going to do. All right. But I think that as a Jet fan, you won't be ashamed to say you're a Jet fan this coming season. And honestly, after the past few years, that's a hell of a thing to be able to say.
The bar is low.
The bar is very low, bro.
One thing I want to say, and then Serious, you can go. The one smart thing that the Giants did this past week and a half. Did you see they gave Sexy Dexy a $3 million incentive bonus on top of his salary?
Yep.
That's how you take care of your best player.
No. Oh, I wanted to say that though.
Like Jerry Jones, take notes.
Barry, it's hard for me because I don't want to see Jackson Dart do anything because I can't stand Lane Kiffin. I mean, I want to see Jackson Dart get exposed because it'll expose Lane Kiffin, but I like what Daboll is doing. I like what he's done. You know that I root for Russell Wilson. I like the fact that they got Cam Scatterable. I root for him.
He looks good so far, too.
Bro, I'm telling you, I think he's the best running back in the draft. I think the Giants are going to be way better than people think.
Wait, CK, wait, hold up.
What?
Didn't we get into a whole argument on this show?
Yes.
On this show
Yes.
Because me and Barry, remember Barry, I agree. I said, dude, Joe Shane, he's making moves to make the team better.
Did I just not give them credit, Barry?
You gave Dayball credit, not Joe Shane.
Yeah, but you remember Barry? I said they got to fix the left tackle issue. He's been trying to fix
the Giants organization credit, so I'm allowed with new information. I'm allowed with new information to update.
New information's come to light.
He moonwalking over here. He moonwalking over here.
I know he is moonwalk. This is like Motown 25 over here.
He was like bad GM this. And I was like, dude.
No. I said it at the draft though. When they drafted Cam Scatterwood and Barry, you remember I said it. I love that pick, and I said that pick made me believe that they might be able to do something this year.
Well,
on paper, their first 4 or 5 picks look pretty good.
He actually started fixing that. He started fixing that fixing his holes last year. Like Barry, you saw it. He signed a bunch of the offensive linemen trying to fix that line. He put a lot of money into that defensive line. That defense is going to be a lot better than what people think.
Yeah, well,
that's what I said.
Looking back in hindsight, he did make the smart move of taking Neighbors over what's the guy out of Michigan that you absolutely hate?
No, not the
quarterback.
McCarthy, right?
McCarthy. Because remember, that's who y'all was linked to. Y'all was linked to McCarthy.
I didn't want McCarthy at all. Yeah, I told y'all not to take him. Yeah.
Looking back,
but they were talking about him. It was the receivers too that were in that draft. Like, they were the dude from the Bears, Ozendu or whatever. A lot of people wanted him.
Yeah. Odunze?
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I apologize.
That was last year.
But you remember, Sirius, it was a debate. Which one would you take? Neighbors or him, and people didn't want Neighbors.
No, because everybody thought that the Giants were going to take McCarthy. Everybody thought
I did too. Yeah.
But they wide receiver room was trash too. So he had to take a receiver to upgrade that or the quarterback. But he's been making some really good moves.
I'm giving Brian Daboll credit. I ain't giving Joe Shane no credit.
Well, I'm gonna put it like this.
You gotta be fair. You gotta be fair.
I'm gonna put it like this.
I am being fair.
He's doing the same thing that Ryan Poles is doing, even though you don't like it.
Okay, you know what, bro? Serious? You were saying serious?
but seriously, one thing, like I said, the $3 million incentive, it doesn't seem like a lot of money, but it's how you take care of your best players and you reward them for being your best player.
Yeah.
And Micah Parsons probably looking at that, punching the air like, your boys in the hood, because it's like, what do I have to do to get taken care of? You know what I mean? So, that's Andrew Thomas, please stay healthy. Put that boy in a bubble boy. Jesus.
You mean Broderick Jones' twin brother?
You know what? See, you don't got on my. You know what? Speaking of Broderick Jones, he still hasn't practicing because he's dealing with the lingering hamstring situation.
Yeah, but you got 17 tight ends. You don't need them.
But he plays tackle, so I'm actually leaving here on Thursday. And shooting up there. I'll be there for Friday Night Lights and training camping with my dad, so that's gonna be kind of cool to sit there and watch that. So far coming out of camp right now, our rookie running back from Iowa is looking really, really well. Aaron Rodgers is starting to get some kind of traction with DK Metcalf. We are still waiting for the emergence of Roman Wilson to kind of solidify himself there, trying him at a ton of different positions. He was working out the past couple days as a punt returner because he released Cordell Patterson yesterday. Defensively, again, call me a homer, call me crazy. I don't understand how people are going to move the football. Jalen Ramsey is looking exceptionally well. Big Play Slay is doing big Play Slay type things. He's in camp now. Again, I do expect him to get cooked. A little bit. Joey Porter Jr. going into his third year is playing exceptionally well. The rookie we drafted out of Oregon, Harmon, is really taking to the situation pretty well. He's moving some bodies around. Cam Hayward is kind of taking him under his wing. And so I'm kind of interested to see how that whole rotation and how that thing develops. Our linebacking core is playing exceptionally well. Obviously, to get TJ and Cam, getting him signed before training camp came around was big. Obviously, with the rest of the rotation, Alex Highsmith is looking pretty well. Queen is looking pretty well. I'm curious to see the second and third tier offensive linemen. Looking forward to seeing how they gel and materialize. Going into training camp and preseason. I like what my offensive line looks like outside of Broderick Jones. And with Broderick Jones not being available to practice and get reps, and he's expected to go out there and protect, my senior citizen quarterback, I'm concerned. I'm concerned.
Does
We
he
got
get a
40
handicap sticker at the practice facility so he can park near the front?
Who you talking about? Eddie Rogers or Broderick Jones? Either one of them.
Pick one.
A-Rod.
Pick one.
A-Rod.
So
Either one of them.
you want to ignore that interception you threw first play.
It's Aaron.
So did Jackson Dart. Okay.
I mean, Jackson.
Oh, you ignored it too. You ignored
Question,
it.
serious.
I don't care. It's practice. What are we talking about? The first game is Thursday, right? I can't wait.
Yes, yeah. Do we think that Aaron Rodgers plays in the preseason?
I don't think he does. I don't think he does. I mean,
He has to. Come on, dude. He has to.
I would be shocked. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is 39 million years old and has been doing this in his sleep. Like,
Not with the
But
Pittsburgh Steelers,
it's not with these guys. Not with these guys.
I understand your point, but see, here's the thing. Mike Tomlin has routinely given veterans much needed time off. He calls it bubble wrapping them and shooting them over to the regular season. So it wouldn't shock me if he didn't play. Do I think he is going to? He may get a series, but I don't foresee somebody of Aaron Rodgers' caliber with his resume playing preseason.
See,
That's exactly what happened in New York, and that's why it was a disaster.
This is my issue with a lot of the football talk, is because I keep hearing with their resume. Okay, I don't care what you've done in the past, okay?
Right.
Because what matters is what you can do going forward, and you pick the sport, baseball, basketball, football, hockey. At a certain age, you are not the same player. So I don't care that it was Wayne Gretzky when he came to the Rangers. He wasn't the 99. He was just Wayne Gretzky, okay? Which means I needed him to practice like everybody else because he was no longer the great one. He was just a guy, okay? Aaron Rodgers is just a guy now, okay? And I'm using him as an example, but they do this a lot in this league. Is that, well, you know what he done in the past? Okay, we have to judge them on who they are right now. Jalen Ramsey right now is a brittle guy who gets cooked a lot. Okay, Jalen Ramsey's brittle, gets cooked a lot. All right, you can go through this league and there's some older players and people keep saying, oh, you know what he's been, but what is he now? Aaron Rodgers now is just a guy. So to believe that he's going to be the great something wonderful because 10 years ago he was, makes absolutely no sense to me.
I don't think that's the thing. I don't think we think that Aaron Rodgers is going to be the reincarnated guy that he was 2 years ago, but I do know this. Mike Tomlin takes great pride in working these guys out during training sessions, during training camps, during practices, and things of that nature. I will be shocked. Again, keep it above. I will be shocked if he. I don't see Aaron Rodgers playing much preseason.
Okay, but I don't trust Mike Tomlin's assessment of quarterbacks because he's never developed one.
Like, what kind of Kool-Aid is Mike Tomlin serving y'all out there, man? I'm
telling you, dog. I would be shocked if he plays a good portion of preseason.
Honestly, dude,
that's like me saying I believe the Jets are going to develop a tight end when the organization as a whole, for the entirety of its existence, has never developed one.
That's funny.
No. like I said, dude, I think Mike Tomlin, he's serving y'all some Kool-Aid out there, man.
I don't think he's serving the any Kool-Aid. I'm just saying, like,
Because that man, his word is gospel, man. It's like
let me ask you a question. Do you expect TJ Watt to play in the preseason?
TJ Watt?
Yeah.
Actually, I think TJ
yeah,
Watt
I think he'll play a couple plays.
Listen. If TJ Watt didn't play in the preseason, would you be shocked?
But that's two different positions, dog.
I wouldn't be shocked because of the type of player that TJ Watt is. Yes, I would be shocked.
Yeah. I have a hard time believing. Again, call me crazy, and again, I'll be up there this weekend.
Okay.
I have a hard time believing that with the resume and everything that Aaron Rodgers has, that he's going to play a preseason game. I just don't.
Wait. But you know what I'm gonna say? You know, I'm gonna agree with everybody else. Linebackers and running backs and stuff like that is different. Quarterbacks, even Mahomes plays a series or two in the preseason. Every quarterback plays at least a series or two in the preseason. No matter what your Tom Brady would play a series. He probably play one preseason game, and he's gonna play at least a series or two. But every quarterback plays at least a series or two.
But see,
first team offense.
That's the thing that you guys are misunderstanding. Like you're expecting Aaron Rodgers to be the MVP Aaron Rodgers.
No, but I'm just saying is that
he was last year,
and that's even more reason why he should play some preseason.
I don't think it's gonna be that bad. I don't think. I think did I want Aaron Rodgers? No. Am I happy that he's here? Not really. But the Jets are a pitiful franchise that sucks the life out of 90% of its players.
Bro.
Because they always
no, we're not going to absolve him of him contributing to the dumpster fire that the New York Jets were. Okay, he had the can. Listen, bro, he had the can of gasoline. Woody Johnson had the matches, and they met in the middle.
The garbage can was already overflowing by the time.
I can't disagree with that.
If you want to go to a series, I would. And if you want to go to, I kind of agree with CK. Now, if Aaron Rodgers was, a linebacker or a DN or something like that, I would be like, I trust Mike Tomlin. I don't trust Mike Tomlin with quarterbacks, bro. I don't, bro. I hate to say it.
He hasn't got the right sense, and
I don't trust Arthur Smith with quarterbacks.
I don't trust Arthur Smith. Period.
I don't trust him with quarterbacks.
And that's the problem I have, and that's why I'm wondering about that because, again, we found out last season that Arthur Smith believes his system trumps everything. Based on the last 5 games when he told Russell Wilson, you can no longer ad lib, and then they stopped scoring points. Okay. And that reporting came out after the fact. He did say that. That's true reporting. So you got a guy who thinks his system is gospel. You got a quarterback who thinks there's not a play he's met that he's not going to change at the line of scrimmage. I don't see how it works if he doesn't play, but whatever, we'll see.
It's gonna be fun.
I don't see that being a good match made in heaven, bro. I'm just being for real. And the only way I could see that is if what's the guy y'all drafted from Iowa?
The running back?
Syracuse, Will Howard. You talking about Will Howard?
No. Our running back.
The running back. I can't think of his name. Unless he's Derrick Henry reincarnated. That's the only way I see that, bro. Because, like I said, it's one of them things where look at Arthur Smith's track record. Tannehill was only serviceable because he had Derrick Henry handing off 40 times a game to, and teams feared Derrick Henry, right? He was in Atlanta for 5 years. They drafted like 3 quarterbacks, I think, his time in Atlanta. That was one of the reasons why Atlanta wanted to get rid of him, because he never developed a quarterback in Atlanta, and he kept trying to do the same.
And he never developed the offensive players that they got.
And he kept trying to like, what's the word you say, Aaron? He kept trying to put a square peg into a round hole.
Yeah.
Because he was thinking he had Derrick Henry and an offensive line like that, and he could just pound the ball and whatever the case may be.
But then he wouldn't give it to Bijan Robinson.
No.
and he refused to use Kyle Pitts.
Yeah, I was saying he's ruined Kyle Pitts, bro.
But yeah,
So it's like,
let's start to get John O. Smith. Woohoo! Yeah,
dude,
I'm so mad at that
but
dog.
Oh
and
my
you,
God.
dude, and you know what, dude, and this I'm not harping on your Steelers.
No, he
It's
does
just like I said, we outsiders, right? This is why I say I don't think it's a match made in heaven.
with A
Mike
Rod.
Tomlin historically has not developed quarterbacks. Arthur Smith has not developed quarterbacks. Remember, I said Aaron Rodgers typically he does not make his tight ends any better. Arthur Smith has
What
notoriously
do you mean?
not
What do you
made
mean he
tight
doesn't
ends
make his
any
tight end
better.
any better? He feeds his tight ends. What are you talking about?
Aaron Rodgers?
Yes.
No. Aaron Rodgers likes those dink and dunk receivers. He don't throw his tight ends. He last year your Jets had what? Your tight ends had how many catches? What 20?
They
We
still
can't
have
use
tight
20?
ends.
the Jets
20?
don't have a tight end. We have
Okay,
14
They
name
have
a tight
they have
end.
undersized linemen and oversized.
No.
quarterbacks.
No,
Yeah,
just had Tyler Conklin, who is a good tight
He's a
end.
good tight
And
end.
he
Aaron
disappeared in
Rodgers
that
does
offense.
not look.
He's serviceable,
Aaron Rodgers looked for what's the guy that he had in Green Bay with him?
Randall Cobb.
Pick
No,
one.
no.
Pick
The guy
one.
he had like 12 touchdowns last
Randall
year. What's his
Cobb,
name?
Lazar.
Lazar had like 12 touchdowns last year because Aaron Rodgers looks for him first. Aaron Rodgers is notoriously looks for his wide receivers first before his tight ends. He's always done it. So now you got 3 tight ends with a coach, with an offensive coordinator that does not use his coach, uses tight ends, and a quarterback that does not throw to his tight ends. We saw it last year. Pat Freiermuth had what, like 20 catches?
Yeah, once
Yeah,
Russell came, Russell was feeding him.
And he's mad now because
But I'm saying, but even still, I don't feel like they used him enough. He should have had at least 70 catches last year.
Yeah,
at least 70. And like I said, now you got it's just like a bunch of like, no, they don't match. No, they don't match. No, they don't match. No, they don't match. It just I don't see it being a successful marriage. I see it as being a lot of dysfunction going on. But we'll see. We'll see.
We'll definitely see. I'll be up there again.
You know,
I'll be up there shortly. I can't wait to get my eyes
You know
on
who
it.
I think is going to be the surprise of the league? Carolina Panthers. Do not sleep on the Panthers. That kid McMillan, the kid is going to be a monster. That kid he's from Arizona State. You know, y'all know I loved Arizona State last year. I watched a lot of their games because I started watching them when Herm Edwards was coach. Listen, that kid McMillan, bro, his catch radius is ridiculous. And now that Bryce has some confidence and the coach finally realized I actually need to let this young man play. Yeah, I see you, Barry. Me too.
No, listen, I like him. I think he was really one of the better receivers in college that not a lot of people talked about. So I think Carolina picking him up is really a good look for them, and it gives them a really legit weapon that I think Young needs. Right, yeah. Young needs that kind of guy that he can throw it to, and when he's in trouble, stuff like that. So it'll be interesting to see what they do. I don't think they have enough pieces on defense, but offensively, I think they can put some points up.
Yeah. I don't know about y'all, and then the other surprise was the whole Christian Wilkinson thing. That was
we're not doing that, bro. We're not doing that.
I'm not
doing that.
No. I'm talking about the injury. I'm talking about the fact that, dude, how you just signed like 112 and you voided 2 years in? I think that was one of the things that CK you talked about before. Did their training staff mismanage him, or did he mismanage himself?
It honestly has nothing to do with that. That's what I said. That's best served on a day when we're
and
all
I get it, but I get it. But they had to have something legitimately to void the contract.
Oh, bro, it's gonna be some stuff coming out, and it had nothing to do with the contract. It had nothing to do with his medicals.
To void the contract,
yeah,
I'm
not coming out. It got nothing to do with the medicals. It's gonna be contract. It's gonna be conduct detrimental to the team.
But it got to be the medical. I'm gonna say, but the reason why they voided was because of the medical.
Yes,
because he went outside of the organization for treatment.
But the CBA allows that. The CBA specifically says that as a player, if the team doctor says this, and I go get a second opinion, and the doctor I choose says that, I can go with that. That's written in the CBA. It's in black and white. this is going to have nothing to do with his injury. It's going to get messy.
But I want to see.
It's going to get messy.
And I want to see if somebody else picks him up now that they didn't void his contract because he's
No.
still a deep
Yeah,
tackle.
he's done. He's done, bro.
No, he's done.
He's done.
Yeah, he's going to get about 2/3 of his money. There's going to be a settlement. He's going to get 2/3 of his money because he don't want the stuff that's going to come out to come out.
I mean, but dudes have. We're not going to go into all those stuff, but it's been more notorious players who've gotten re-signed.
I understand that, but let's be honest. NFL players are homophobic as hell. Let's be honest, they are. It's gonna get messy.
It's gonna get messy.
Bro.
But I think that honestly, dude, I think because he's still quote unquote on the right side of a D tackle with the talent that he got.
Nobody's gonna want him in their locker room, Larry. Nobody's gonna want him in their locker room.
I get that, but it's been guys before that people thought nobody. Look, I'm gonna be like this. After he recorded in that locker room, nobody thought nobody would touch Antonio Brown again. Antonio Brown has been having like
that was different. That was different.
7 chances. So
that was different.
We'll see.
Antonio,
that was the shock.
Wasn't doing stuff.
That was the shocker. That was the shocker of it. But I mean, I guess
that's and honestly, I think it's hypocritical as hell. But he's done in the NFL.
Yeah, that'll be crazy.
So
very sleepy.
Yeah, very sleepy. So let's get him out of here, man.
Yep.
Yo, this has been a great show, man. I love doing this with you guys, man. Tomorrow we got another one with a special guest, man. So definitely check that out. CK, you know what to do, man. Get us out of here, bro.
It was a lot of fun tonight, even though Larry tried to get messy at the end.
Nah, bro, we've been cleaning it up. We've been cleaning it up, but we don't shy away from nothing.
No, you can't shy away from nothing.
We got to do that. None of us are. All 4 of us are tired tonight.
Everybody, you know what? You know what's depressing though? Like I didn't even get to talk about Luka Doncic, and he's not fat anymore.
Yeah, well,
yeah, he don't lost a ton of weight.
Man, that dude don't know Zimpy. What are you talking about? Yeah. I got some Wegovy over there in LA.
You know
what am I gonna call him now, dude?
You call him Luka. Oh yeah,
pass a beer in his face. He gonna turn into fat Luka real quick.
I know.
It was a lot of fun tonight.
Luka.
It's getting late in the summer. Things are starting to happen. We got 22 veterans still commit suicide a day. It's a lot of bad things going on. Get out, do stuff, get out of the house, enjoy sun. We got to get this number down to 0. No matter what happens, especially when it comes to mental health, reach out and ask for help. Reach out and ask for help. It is no shame in asking for help. If Deion Sanders can talk about wearing Depends, you can ask for help. Y'all have a good night.
All right, big dog. Thank you so much, CK, man. It's a pleasure sharing the space with him. Larry, you know what to do, man. Get us out of here, big dog.
Man, CK said it best, man. If you're going through some stuff, definitely reach out for help. Y'all know how I am, bro. I don't shy away from nothing, man. I'm gonna say right now, prayers up for everybody that lost somebody at the NFL office.
Absolutely.
It's another tragedy that we see in sports where, I'm not saying that person didn't reach out for help or nobody tried to help that person, but whatever you got to do, to see somebody to the other side, do what you got to do, whether that's having to, put an arm around them or do whatever you need to do, because it shouldn't have never gotten to that level. It should have never gotten to that state. We talked about it on the show a couple of times about CTE and the effects of CTE and, getting them guys more treatment for those former players. But I hope that more comes out of this that's good than harm. And I hope that everyone that lost their life or was injured in that incident, I hope prayers out for their loved ones. Like I say, me, I don't like shying away from nothing. Even though we didn't get a chance to talk about it tonight, but always a show is good. I'm not gonna repeat what Coach say, even though he my H-Town brother. You know how I am. I got a little water right here, but I'll just keep it at that. Stay hydrated. And peace. Y'all know I'm tired. All right.
Hey, big dog, man. Pleasure sharing the space with him. Villain, you know what to do, man. Get us out of here, big dog.
Yeah, man, I can only echo what LG said, man. Senseless violence, man. It's just no place in the world for it. So, prayers up to everybody. Prayers up to anybody and everybody that lost somebody this week. It was a crazy week. Theo Huxtable gone. The Blizzard of Oz is gone. We'll talk about the other one that's gone tomorrow, but it's just crazy out there. Hug your family, hug your loved ones. We're doing the show tomorrow. We're gonna have a special guest. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Talking some WWE. We're rolling into SummerSlam. It's a busy week, right? And got events every week. So it's gonna be fun. And we're doing a lot of big things. So keep us on your mind. Keep listening to us. We love doing these shows, man.
Yeah, big dog, man. It's your boy Sears repping that 412 and the 703, man. Such a privilege and absolute pleasure doing this show with these gentlemen, man. Even though he was out here, shout out to my man Coach and his family, man. Even though he's out of sight, he's not out of mind, man. Looking forward to sharing the space with him and the foreseeable future. As I alluded to in my closeout, man, we got a special show tomorrow. We're previewing SummerSlam. That's a 2-night event out there in New Jersey. We got a special guest that's going to be joining us who is a social media. She does TikToks and Instagram, WWE social media, man. So we are privileged and pleasure to have her in the building. We'll get more information on that out to the people probably first thing tomorrow morning. But yo, man, I say this a lot, man. This is a big table. We got a lot of room for everybody, man. So definitely come through and join us, man. With that being said, God is good, even though sometimes people are not, man. God bless. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.